What's going on, fellas, and welcome back to another video. My name is Andy, and today I have to show you an unreal trade that I took on Nvidia literally this morning that made me $900. We won't worry about these two trades. Apple, this was actually a fat finger. I did this by accident. And Tesla was just a small scalp with the rest of my cash. But this, guys, was a sweaty trade. Oh my goodness. Probably one of the sweatiest trades I've ever been in, but it was so worth it. We actually started the day taking the same trade idea, but lost on it. We were down almost 900 bucks and then sold out, bought it again, and turned it to positive 900, which is just unreal. As you can see here, this is the Nvidia trade. I bought the 1100 puts, 3 of them at 290, sold my last one at 1215. And if I held this, I mean, look at that drop now, down to 1072. What's the contracts at now? 26. Just to put that into perspective, let's do 26 minus 290, 2300, and we bought 3 of them, right? Wow. That'd be just under 7 grand, man. I mean, that would have been a hold and a half. I don't know if I could do that. I mean, when the account gets bigger, 100% I will, because I'll be able to take half my position, then leave the rest as a runner. But we got to get into this trade, man, because like I said, the first one, after that, we were down bad. But I had so much faith in the setup that I'm like, okay, we have to take it again. Plus, we had market sentiment, but we're going to get all into that in a second here. But before we do, guys, do me a big favor. Drop a like, drop a sub, drop me a comment. And I want to know what you guys think about this trade. Also, did you trade Nvidia today? I mean, it did provide really good opportunity, especially you could have even taken the ORB down here. But with that out of the way, let's get into the trade. So let's get into Nvidia, guys, as it is dumping right now. Honestly, it's getting close to this gap fill. Let's actually put this in. So the high here is 1064.75. Okay, good. Very close to that. Let's maybe hit that next week. But yeah, let's start on the daily. Obviously, Nvidia, massive run. They killed it on earnings. But the move yesterday really interests me. It was a big blow off top and came all the way back down to the bottom of this candle that it set. And I was thinking before the open, maybe we could get this move down through the 1100 to eventually get this gap fill, which is a stretch, but honestly is getting close now. But let me show you my real entry. If we nail this down to the 5-day 5-minute, you can see a key level from that move down yesterday, right here at 1127, around there. You can see clearly formed the bottom here, and this was the flush point in the afternoon. So I saw Nvidia at the open. I'm like, okay, this is good. It's actually getting back into this level. So I said to myself, if we're going to continue to see bearishness in the market, I want to see Nvidia go back and retest this level and then get that follow through move back down. But it was obviously more complicated like that in the morning. You can see this big down candle move, and yeah, I won't spoil the first trade, but with the technical analysis out of the way, let's roll today's clip. Okay, here we go, guys. As you can see, 531, and you can see this is before the open. Nvidia hovering right at that 1127 level. So let's skip ahead to the open. I believe I already have my contracts loaded. And we are open. How is my desktop audio still not working? I said I was going to fix that. Anyway, not as important. So still just watching and waiting here. Let's skip ahead. And now I'm seeing the bleed on Nvidia, and I'm like, man, this might be that weak that we don't even get a retest of that 1127. And as you can see, now I'm looking to punch this thing because we're right at the 1110. And once we drop that 1110, I know we can go lower to break the 1100. So as it broke the 1110, I get in there, average at 665. We get a decent move, but remembering that this is still straight red candles. We are extended, but I've seen Nvidia do this before where it just straight up bleeds and the candles get bigger and bigger and bigger into the drop zone. But unfortunately, we did not get that today. I was butthurt, man. I was so butthurt. I mean, we could skip ahead here. As you can see, new 1-minute candle opened. We were up nicely in the profit, and Nvidia just ripped back up, bro. Just ripped my freaking face off. Look at that. I mean, just on that move alone, 3 contracts were down 200 bucks, 250. I mean, Friday can absolutely sting you if you're not careful. And I really wasn't careful in this trade. So, I mean, as soon as this happened, I'm like, okay, we're already down bad. Let me just see the reaction on the 9. And of course, it slaps past the 9, and I still don't sell. Now I'm like, okay, let's try VWAP then. And there it goes, trying to slap past the VWAP. And I'm like, all right, if it gets over this, I have to sell. I have to. And of course, slides up again, and I sell. And now we are down $960. And at this point, I'm like, I have to stop. But in the back of my mind, if the SPY and the Qs are weak, if Nvidia can retest that level, I still think we can see lower. So we can skip ahead here. So as you can see, Nvidia retracing that, but I don't get in yet. Oh yeah, this is the fat finger. As you can see here, I tried to send the 1100s to blue, and I'm thinking it's already loaded, right? But as I'm switching from red to blue, look at that. It's still an apple. So I switch it again, and I'm like, okay, now I have my NVIDIAs loaded. But look, I don't know if this is like a, well, I guess it has to be a Thinkorswim issue, but they need to fix that. I mean, I sent it clearly twice. I sent that contract to blue, and it still shows the Apple contract that I had loaded previously. So me not even looking at this, and as NVIDIA is getting into that level, I buy 5 market. Oops. I'm like, wait, average 65. What the heck is this? Then I just quickly realized and sold out right there. So we take a $30 loss for no reason. But now we got to think of a game plan because we missed this entry. Nvidia got close enough to 1127, immediate rejection. And now I'm thinking, bro, did I just miss that trade because of a software error? But luckily I don't. Let's skip ahead here. Now I triple check to make sure that these 1100s are on, and they still aren't. Are you kidding me? So, all right, maybe I need to cancel these out. So I delete them. Then I load the 1100s, and finally they're there. So annoying, but let's skip ahead here. As you can see, Nvidia getting back up, still above the 9 and above the VWAP, now trying to actually go higher. So this setup shows me that Nvidia can definitely get a higher high, but will reject the higher high. That's what I'm looking for. And this was my entry. Let's step back here. Look at that candle in Nvidia. Breaks the high. No wick on the bottom of that candle, and I'm like, it's going to be a hammer. And again, right off our 1127 level, look at that candle. Needs a wick on the bottom, makes it there, and now we're sitting pretty. I'm like, okay, we have a chance. We have a very good chance. I mean, look at that on the 5-minute as well. Right off of the flush point area from yesterday. If we see some downside in the market, and also I didn't even mention we had the lowered chip sentiment from the Dell earnings yesterday, which did bring a headwind to semiconductor names, which is another reason why I was so bearish. But anyway, that bias was definitely confirmed after this candle, and right now we're up nicely. But I'm like, is this going to be enough to take care of our losses from earlier? I don't know. But now we got the good entry. Now we're just staying patient here in Nvidia. Still above the VWAP, but trying to stay under the 9, which is good. And we can skip ahead here. A little bit of a drawdown, but still stop loss is just going to be above that 1128. And eventually, Nvidia rolls over beautifully, breaks the VWAP with a lot of momentum. And look at that. We're up like 360 now, putting a dent into this. And I only bought 3, mind you. Very nice downside there. Options on a Friday can absolutely move. Let's pause right there. Look at the cues. I believe we did get some Chicago PMI news, which wasn't the best. And usually it doesn't really sway the market in any real direction. But today it did. I mean, I just think that the market's been really high. People are starting to sell, especially seasonally. Like I said, on top of that, we had the Dell earnings. So going short chip companies wasn't a bad idea. But as you can see, fantastic candle on Nvidia. Now I'm getting a little excited. I'm like, okay, we basically scratched like half of that off. So we can fast forward here. Broke the 3-bar play, but immediately snapped back up. Now it's a candle under candle fail, which isn't the best, but we got to stay patient. There we go. It turns over. New one. I don't like the Bollingers that they're curling in, which led me to believe that Nvidia might want a little bit more consolidation before turning back over and expanding these Bollingers, which was the case. That's why I love these Bollingers, man. See, Nvidia gets back up. Now I'm just looking for any rejections of the 9 and VWAP now. Still looking good. I draw a line near that 1110. You can see that was the one that I was playing on the first trade. I tried to anticipate that breakout and it just did not work. Bounced right off of it. But Nvidia in a chop zone, but still adhering to key levels, right? So now you can see the Bollingers did get smaller, but see how they're trying to expand now. See here was curling in. Now they're trying to curl back out. So it's watching Nvidia make sure it rejects that VWAP. On a Friday, VWAP is very important because volume is everything. And since Friday moves so fast, people want to be near the most volume for liquidity reasons, right? So that's a big reason why VWAP is so key on a Friday. Well, it's key every day, but especially on a Friday. So there Nvidia gets to move down. Skip ahead here. Still rejections on that VWAP. Very nice candle there. I believe we see a turnover. Yep. Beautiful 1-minute candle there. As you can see, Bollinger starting to expand. That candle is definitely going to help it out. Beautiful move. We don't have a wick on the top. So that's what I'm very cautious about. We break this swing low. New one. Wick down there, gets lower, and I believe once we get down here, I actually sell one. Yeah, as we're trying to break that opening range, which we actually don't do, but I sell one on the ask there, which honestly wasn't a bad idea. I mean, hindsight, I wish I held it, but at the time, I was proud of myself for at least taking one off, because on Fridays, you don't want to mess around. You could see those double bottoms right at key levels, especially if the volume isn't there, which is exactly what happened. If we skip ahead here, Nvidia bounces right up off of that, and knowing that this candle that I mentioned that had no wick on the top needs to get filled. So I'm already anticipating, I'm like, okay, either Nvidia can just keep slapping back down and then retrace off of the lows here to take out this wick, or it's going to do it fairly soon and then come back down, because this imbalance needs to be taken care of. There's no wick on the top of this candle. But so far, so good. Bollinger's expanding down under the 9 under the VWAP, and also the VWAP starting to curl down, which is what you like to see. Volume is pouring lower. So let's skip ahead here. Nvidia eventually goes all the way back. You can see I draw a yellow line there at the imbalance, and it's about to tag it right there. Boom. But then I also notice this candle has no wick on the bottom here. So I move that down, now thinking, okay, this needs to fill as well. So Nvidia has to come back down. So there we go. Now I'm just looking for rejections off of the VWAP, hopefully. In my mind, I was kind of thinking if we get any move above this, I'm probably just going to call it quits. But as you can even see, I'm drawing attention to the 5-minute. Look at that 5-minute 200, 5-minute 9, 5-minute VWAP. A trifecta moving averages here that looks very tough to get above. And it was, because Nvidia gets that hammer candle down. Very nice. Eventually gets rejected here. Just gets lower and lower. Starts bleeding back into that. We're looking for this level to get taken out. And there we go. Boom, gets taken out. Bollingers look fantastic. I believe we don't have a wick on the top of that candle, so I'm like, okay, Nvidia might need to go back up now. But remember, markets can stay irrational more than you can stay solvent. So the market can really do whatever it wants, but like if it wants to adhere to perfect price action, it should go back up to fill that. But in this scenario, I do not think we do, because Nvidia gets the flush down. Now I'm like, okay, we're actually going to hit this. Third time into that 1110 level. Let's see if we can finally break this thing. Let's wait for the new 1 minute. Actually, the new 5 as well. Look at this drop. Boom. Immediately into the lows. Snaps it down to 1108, 1107. Now we're looking for 1105s. Once it broke this, I mean, look at that downside. It's going to break 1100. That's going to be the next target. As you can see, we're very nicely in the profit. I'm starting to see this on the side, 850. I'm like, oh my gosh, we could actually hit this. And keep in mind, I already sold one. So this is profit on the 2 current contracts. So Nvidia, a little bit of a jump there, but closes low. New 1 minute candle looks beautiful. Bollinger's kind of in our way, but when the momentum gets strong, stocks do not care, bro. They flush. And that's exactly what happened here. New low, candle under candle. Another candle under candle. We're so close to 1100. I'd change the line to blue, I guess, just to make it more dramatic. But what a move you're about to see here. My hand's already on the sell market button. Actually, wait. I do believe I sell one into the 1100. Yeah, so I have one loaded right now. And I sell on the ask. Man, I forgot about that. I wish I held that one, man. So still one left. Not bad. I guess in the back of my mind at the time, I was still thinking, man, Nvidia really could jump off of this 1100 level because we did have those imbalances. You'll actually see me put another one there. And I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, it might want to bounce, maybe consolidate for the rest of the day and then make that move next week on Monday or Tuesday. But thank God that wasn't the case, man. What a move. Nvidia decides to stay irrational and follow through. And look at this move. Went from green to red, 1100, and then boom, cracks it, new 1. New 5 as well. Now we're just looking for follow through. At this point, traders should be acknowledging where we're at and should be trying to hammer this thing lower. We get a new 1 minute looking like a 3-bar play. And look at that. Snaps down. Bollinger's not in our way. And boom. Breaks the 1100. And you'll see this extension. Look at that. Oh, down to 1097. Can we get 1096? Can we get 1095? Now I'm looking for exits. Main target is hit. Now look on the daily chart. Look at that. We want to break the low of yesterday down to that 1095. We get a small pullback up here, but I'm okay with little breaks and retests of that level as long as we're staying under that. And look at the selling there. Taps it to the penny and gets immediately pushed down. You'll see the new 1 minute starts off green, then goes red. And 1096, 1095. We get down there. 1095.06. So close to breaking that whole dollar. 1094, and I sell on the ask. I couldn't believe it, man. I could not believe it. Just look at that move. We took it from literally up here all the way to down here. That was honestly incredible. Okay, guys, back on TOS. That was the Nvidia trade, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. What a day, man. What a day. From going literally down 900 to up 900. I mean, did not give up on the play. I mean, I had this drawn out in my head before market open, and I honestly should not have taken the first trade when I did because it didn't retest. I'm like, I want to see Nvidia retest that level first and then come back down, but I saw the red like I was a bull, but a bear in this case, funny enough, and faked me out instantly. So again, stuck with it. Wanted to see us get close to that 1127 and then reevaluate once we got back there. And yeah, what a trade. What a trade. Levels played out beautifully today. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much again for watching. If you enjoyed the video, again, drop me a like, drop me a sub, drop me a comment. It goes a long way, guys. And only do it, guys, if I'm providing you good content. I don't want sympathy subs. I want you guys to actually enjoy the videos and learn something from it. So again, guys, thank you again. It was a crazy day, and I will see you next week. Take it easy.